our friend, cocaine aficionado, or so some say, alleged cocaine aficionado, Elon Musk, is having a rough start to the year, we must say. As UAW ramps up organizing, Tesla boosts wages for U.S. factory workers. This is the latest sign that Elon Musk is scared of the UAW push to unionize all non-union auto workers across the country. Now, on a side note, Hertz just decided to sell off a lot of its electric fleet and buy gas-powered cars. So this is all kind of happening at once. The electric vehicle maker Tesla has reportedly informed workers at its California plant that it is hiking wages for factory employees across the United States, becoming the latest non-union car manufacturer to boost worker pay following the United Auto Workers' historic strike and contract victories late last year. See, this is why very often the argument is made, as people will try to say, well, what about people who aren't in a union? How does this benefit them? A rising tide lifts all boats in this particular case. It's like Reaganomics, only it actually works. Once you set a higher union wage standard, all of the other employers feel like they have to meet that standard at least to some extent, out of fear that they're going to wind up unionizing. Bloomberg reported Thursday that all of Tesla's production associates, material handlers, and quality inspectors will receive a market adjustment pay increase to start 2024, according to a flyer that company management posted at its Fremont, California plant, which employs more than 20,000 workers. The document did not make clear the size of the raise, Bloomberg noted. Tesla is run by billionaire Elon Musk, who has been vocally hostile toward organized labor for years, a stance that has drawn scrutiny and rebukes from the National Labor Relations Board. In a 2018 post on Twitter, a platform he now owns and rebranded as X, Musk wrote that there is, quote, nothing stopping Tesla team at our car plant from voting union. But why pay union dues and give up stock options for nothing, he added. The NLRB said the post constituted an unlawful threat against workers considering exercising their right to organize. And this is why I have no patience for the Elon Musk knob gobblers. Get the fuck out of here. This fucking maybe Lord Elon will rain down some stock options on the peasants. Get the fuck out of here with this fucking billionaire worship bullshit. After the UAW secured significant wage increases and other contract wins at the big three U.S. automakers following a 6-week strike last year, the union launched what's been described as the largest organizing drive in modern U.S. history, targeting Volkswagen, Toyota, and other non-union car makers. Volkswagen and Toyota both raised workers' wages following the UAW's contract victories. That's how you do it, baby. On Wednesday, the union announced that more than 30% of the workers at a Mercedes-Benz plant in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, have signed union cards. Quote, I feel like we're living to work when we should be working to live. Exactly, said Moesha Chandler, an assembly team member at the Tuscaloosa factory. Quote, I started as a temp making $17.50 an hour. I'm full-time now, but I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. If I have a shopping spree, it's for my work clothes, not fun clothes. If we had the union, we'd feel more protected, more at ease. We wouldn't feel like a gazelle to a lion. I like this guy. Or woman. Is that a woman? Moesha. It's a woman, right? Emboldened by its recent contract victories, UAW is also setting its sights on Tesla. Bloomberg reported in late October that the union has, quote, committed to providing whatever resources are necessary, unquote, to organize Tesla's Fremont factory. Workers at the plant have formed an organizing committee and have been discussing unionization with their fellow employees, according to Bloomberg. Last week, look at this. Last week, dozens of Senate Democrats and Senator Bernie Sanders woke up from his nap, sent a letter to Musk and other auto executives raising concerns over their efforts to stifle union organizing. For example, quote, for example, according to employee accounts, Volkswagen managers confiscated and destroyed pro-union materials, and Hyundai supervisors unlawfully banned pro-union materials in non-work areas outside of normal working hours, the lawmakers wrote. In addition, the National Labor Relations Board found that Tesla employed multiple illegal tactics aimed at stopping organizing efforts, including online harassment, employee interrogations, and retaliatory firings. These retaliatory actions are hostile to workers' rights and must not be repeated if further organizing efforts are made by these companies' workers, the senators added. We therefore urge you to commit to implementation of a neutrality agreement at your manufacturing plants. All right, so that's good news. See, I put all the good news at the end. although the ICJ, that's good news potentially.
Yeah.
So this is why you organize. This is why you support unions, and this is why a lot of activists end up eventually working more on these kinds of grassroots efforts as a way to tangibly improve the lives of working people. A lot of us who got involved in the Bernie movement back when we were young and plucky and full of beans, you talk to those older 60s radicals. I definitely had this experience. I think a lot of people did. A lot of them warned us. A lot of them said, don't get involved in that. It's a bunch of bullshit. The system is completely corrupt. Issues, mutual aid, grassroots activism, labor organizing, that's where it's at. And if you look at what that UAW strike did for workers, it's more than a dozen Bernie Sanders have done in their entire careers, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because all of these politicians at the end of the day are sort of useless middlemen. That's why they are politicians, right? They say, well, those who can't do teach, right? Well, those who can't make change get in the quote unquote business of convincing people you can, right? I mean, it's a similar kind of dynamic. One thing that write-up left out, though, that I thought was relevant and interesting and oddly, uniquely coincidental in this case, is I remembered this and looked it up while you were reading. Elon took away the UAW's blue check the day they went on strike, the day they started that strike. Yeah. And then he gave it back once he got shit for it.
Come on, man. If that guy doesn't have a little dick, I'll eat my hat. Some of the moves he makes on X, like, dude, you've got like $870 trillion. What the fuck do you care about things like that? What's wrong with you, man?
Yep.
So good for them. And hey, any support that we can lend to the people trying to unionize the Tesla factory, we are happy to give. We're happy to bring on anybody from the UAW who wants to talk about it. That is very good news.
Come see us do a live stand-up show. We'll be in Venice, California, Palmdale, California, Omaha, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to Europe. Do you live in Europe? We're going to be there. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.